My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is July 31st, 2024. It is 3:23 a.m. I was scrolling through Twitter. I was just enjoying, watching videos, people talking about the Olympics and all of that. And I forgot time is flying. I need to start recording something. So, share them with you. I had to create a list. Otherwise, I will be wandering all over Twitter. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tweets. There are plenty more. I'm avoiding some of them, and there are some I put on my community board. Things that's going on in the Middle East. A very long discussion that was going on. I post that on my community board, and in a red pencil, I black some words or letters within a word that I don't want YouTube to come after me, but people need to know what's going on in that part of the world, and I don't want to mention it. So it's really important for you guys to really subscribe, and occasionally I just put screenshots of tweets on my community board so you guys get to see what's going on. And there are times I don't put them on the video, like one specifically that I just put on my community board. I will not be discussing it because it's too graphic, and YouTube will not like it. All right. So, yeah, I have some videos, and I remember saying that on one of my community board caption, I will not be talking about the election because I just didn't like the mood that I was seeing on Twitter. That was before the president stepped aside to let his vice president to run, which is Kamala Harris. But the dynamics, the energy, the discussions are a little bit more lively. And that's all majority of the squads that I follow are talking about. There are some stuff that's going on in the UK. I've also shared with you, like yesterday video. I think I have several of them regarding Will Lewis, what's going on with the lawsuit and all of that in the UK. I did mention them to you. But right now, the Americans, black, white, you name it, are focusing on the election that's coming up. And I'm very surprised because in the summer, majority of people going, their vacation, doing their things. Nah, they really at it. They talking on Twitter, letting people hear what is going on in politics leading up to November 2024 election. The importance of this November's election. So I'm going to share some of those tweets with you. And this, I think I might record this for PYTE. It's still talking about Kamala Harris, and some of the tweets I think you have already seen about the Kamala Harris cookbooks, things that she has in her kitchen. So I will put this on PYTE. It's a bit more lighthearted, not too much into politics. But these 7 tweets are really hardcore into politics. Okay? Alright, so let's look at the numbers. Subscription is growing, but my estimate revenue just stuck there. All right, 4,410 subscribers, new subscribers. Welcome. Anyone who wants to support my channel, there's PayPal, there's Cash App. I have my shop, one that is linked to my channel, and another one, Zazzle. It's not linked to my channel. I have, jigsaw puzzles and some shirts and whatnot. I've been so busy, I can't really update it that fast. And there's some images that I took when I went on vacation, which I will be going again at the end of this month to another place. We sort of split that 2 weeks vacation for my husband into different parts. We went in one already. We went camping. It was really nice. We enjoyed it. This one, we're just gonna go to another state, stay in a hotel, and enjoy the moment. We've been there before, but I'm not gonna say the state until we come back. And then I'll be taking some pictures there as well, and some of those pictures will turn into jigsaw puzzles. This will be another way for you guys to help support my channel. All right, analytics. Okay, 1,967 views in the last 48 hours. I don't understand. When a lot of people are subscribing, but yet the views are down. I don't understand this. It's like someone is manually controlling what's going on, and then the estimate revenue, forget about it. It's not moving. All right, so let's go. That's not gonna stop me from sharing things with you. And at some point, I probably will create membership, another way you guys could help support me, because some of you have said that already. It's just me being lazy setting up the setting on my channels. Okay, Twitter. Let's go on Twitter. Actually, this one I didn't put on my list, and it was the last tweet that I was looking at. This is very interesting. The United States is a huge nation, and there are tons of races of people living here. This fact is one of America's great strengths. US is a prime example of racial diversity, which I asked white people to define a bit earlier. Folks really struggle. Think about that a bit. All right, so there's a retweet here. Is that her? Yeah, that's her retweet. Our racial diversity is our strength. Let's see, did people responded? There are method to my madness. All right, so I thought there were more things. I was looking at it, but I didn't want to go too deep into it. Okay, so let's focus on my first tweet. This one has to do with Will Lewis. I will not be reading the article. I have the article open already. The link will be in the description for you guys to if you guys are interested to read it. So it says 8 filing cabinets full of documents taken from the offices of the News of the World are also alleged to have disappeared after being entrusted to Lewis's care. Billionaire's secret, Zagna's Will Lewis thirst for power. All right, so read the article. The link is in the description. I think I may have touched bases on it in one of those byline articles, so I don't want to waste too much time on this. All right, but the link of this particular article is in the description. I don't know what Jeff Bezos what they have on Jeff Bezos, where this guy is still at Washington Post. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. Now we are more into US politics here. Let me pause. And I think majority of them might be videos. So there's this here. This guy is ridiculously stupid. So that's a retweet. There's my comment here. Okay, watch JD Vance go after GOAT Simone Biles after she withdrew from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. I think it reflects pretty poorly on our sort of therapeutic society that we try to praise people not for moments of strength, but for their weakest moments. This lady here, I don't know her name, but I know she goes to the gym. Her shape, her form, it's one of those that when you work out, you lift weights, and women was not into steroid and things like that. This is how their body looks. I know she works out. She has to work out because she has that posture. I never seen her walking or anything, but occasionally when I see her pictures, her shape and her body is one of those that that looks really nice. Okay, her aesthetic. So let's listen to this. I just have to point out, when I see people, who work out, who have the body, even though I need to get there, I've been very lazy. Yesterday, I didn't go to the gym. I need to go. Well, today I know I'm not going to go because I have the office to myself. So I need to really hit the gym really hard. All right, so let's listen. That was side note. 50 seconds. So that was back, I believe, after the 2020 Olympics, when Simone Biles withdrew herself from competition.
Did she let down the country, do you think? Well, I think obviously it's understandable that she was going through an incredible amount of pressure. What I find so weird about this, and it reflects more on the media than it does on Simone Biles, is that we've tried to turn a very tragic moment, Simone Biles quitting the Olympic team, into this act of heroism. And I think it reflects pretty poorly on our sort of therapeutic society, that we try to praise people not for moments of strength, not for moments of heroism, but for their weakest moments. And look, being an athlete is tough. Being an athlete at that level is incredibly tough. A normal response in this moment would be to say, it's just a shame that she's going through this. It's a shame that she quit. But instead, what our press has done, I think, is turn this into this weird therapeutic moment. Let's praise her for doing this. And I think that's really where the problem here lies.
What?
Did she let down the country, do you think?
There's my comment here about 8 hours ago. At the end of the day, if she had stayed and gotten hurt, guess who will end up with all of the pain and everything else that come with that injury? Her. She did what was best for her. The rest of the team did what they had to do to get a medal. This guy is something else. Exactly. He's just a woman hater. Okay, that's good. Let my guys see what they are getting. Then again, they are even worse than he is. That is true. Okay, oh, so he's been, there's the word here, for some times now. Okay, he's vile. I mean, she knows the space that she's in. She knew what she was feeling at that time. And I think I have videos, I don't know if it's on this channel or PYTE, where I spoke about it. There's some people who are so hungry for medals. Right now, let's say if she had stayed and got injured, we will not even see her this year. Okay, in this Olympics. But there's some people who are so hungry for, you know, medals and all of this, but instead she stepped aside. She said, at this moment, I'm not feeling it. Something is not right with me. You know, I'm just paraphrasing. I don't know, she didn't say it like that, but she knew her body. Okay, there are many athletes, especially the level of athleticism that she will be displayed to at least get a medal is very dangerous. So she knew at that time that wasn't good for her. She stepped aside. Right now, they just won gold as a team, and I think it's gonna go further for singles or individuals. All right. So she knew where she's at, and at that time it wasn't there. All right. So I'm gonna leave this as that. I'm not gonna go into it. All right. So let's go to the next tweet. I think I have one video I need to edit from yesterday. Alright, so there another one about him. At JD Vance believe people who simply choose not to have kids are more sociopathic than those who do. Gosh, the weirdest people, vote Harris 2024. Alright, so she retweeted that unearthed video. JD Vance said people who don't have children are sociopathic, psychotic, and deranged. Oh my god. I'm just gonna focus on this. I'm not gonna go into it. Okay, Kamala headquarters. Oh, they're the one who's posting this. Okay, 34 seconds.
Right, there's just these basic cadences of life that I think are really powerful and really valuable when you have kids in your life. And the fact that so many people, especially in America's leadership class, just don't have that in their lives, you know, I worry that it makes people more sociopathic and ultimately our whole country a little bit less less mentally stable. And of course, you talk about going on Twitter. Final point I'll make is you go on Twitter, and almost always the people who are most deranged and most psychotic are people who don't have kids at home.
What the hell?
Right, there's just these basic cadences of life.
Oh, no wonder why he had this. Oh my god. Do you prefer someone who's psychotic, have children in the house, and then abuse them? What the hell is wrong with these people? This is what makes us unique. There's a YouTube channel that I follow. This guy who's from Africa. What's the name of his channel? I forgot the name of his channel. Where he chose, because the way he grew up, he explained his stories in some of his videos, and I think he's been on TV as well, where someone gave him a chance at life, put him to school. He's very well educated and all of that, but he was a very poor guy. I forgot which country he's from in Africa. So now he's living in the US. He decided to dedicate his life, I don't know, things could change, to foster children. Many of those children just love this guy. And there's a teenager, well, yeah, 19 probably, young adult, so just studying his life and everything like that, graduate high school, took him to, for a job interview, mentoring him and things like that. He doesn't have children of his own, but he felt the need to give back to society for what was given to him. So he's changing different people's life. And there are women who are trying so hard to have kids of their own, and they cannot. And instead, some of them, not all, since they cannot have, they decided to foster. And there are some who don't even want to try. They just love their life the way it is. They don't mind being by themselves, just enjoying their peace and quiet of the house or whatever. It is okay to have all of this. Anybody could be whatever it is that they are, but you cannot force it on people. What about those who could have plenty of children but yet still abuse their kids? The things that I'm seeing on the crime network, I forgot the name of that channel, YouTube channel. I followed it during the Johnny Depp case with that ex-wife of his. The thing that I'm seeing people are doing to their own children, it's not called for. There are some people who should not have kids. Alright, so let me see here. Such a peculiar man. Is he the Democrat's secret weapon, I wonder? Every time he opens his mouth, something more bizarre comes out. That's that. And remember, Trump was a Democrat. He used to donate to Democrats. And out of nowhere, I guess when they give them power, they forget about themselves. I remember when I saw him running for president, the very first thing that popped up in my mind, I was like, oh my God, he's making the biggest mistake of his life. Why? Because they're going to dig up into your personal life, like your tax and all of that. Not knowing all of the things that come after. I didn't know all of this crazy stuff that he was doing. But the first thing that popped up in my mind was he's making a mistake. And he was getting away with it. He had people around him who could pull the strings, were willing to hide his craziness. But the voice of people, when they see stupidity, they speak up. And that's what he's dealing with right now. I don't know what they have for him, both of them, the Trump and his vice president, to feel so comfortably to say their stupidity. I don't know what they have comes election, but majority of people are fed up with the BS. And now they're seeing the light. And I did say after the 2020 election, we are on life support. Democracy is being held by a string. And I think majority of people are waking up. White women and a lot of white people who see things for what they are. I think he just got some people, white men, against him when he said you don't have to vote anymore. This will be your last time. And some people took that differently.
If you want to save America, get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know, and vote. Vote early, vote absentee, vote on election day. I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed, it'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
Alright, so this is the next tweet here. Breaking. Paul Dance, the man who led the drafting of Trump Project 2025 plan to end democracy, is moving, I guess, to the next phase of their wet dream to make America a fascist state. Paul then is not leaving Trump Project 2025 because they still remain fully committed. Alright, so let's see here. Kevin Robert, the president of the Heritage Foundation, said in a tweet, quote, "When we began Project 2025 in April 2022, I came across, I think, 2 videos, and I turned it into 4 short videos about how the Heritage Foundation, start that Project 2025. Okay, so go check them out. I mostly put screenshot. I didn't bother showing the videos, but I was hoping you guys just focus on the audio. Okay. Alright, when we began Project 2025 in April 2022, we set a timeline for the project to conclude its policy drafting after the two-party convention this year, and we are sticking to that timeline. Paul, who built the project from scratch and bravely led this endeavor over the past 2 years, will be departing the team and moving up to the front where the fight remains. We are extremely grateful for his and everyone's work on Project 2025 and dedication to saving America. Robert wrote, our collective effort to build a personal apparatus for policymakers of all levels, federal, state, and local, will continue. There it is. They're not joking. Like I've said, even after this election, let's say Kamala Harris wins, hopefully she does, and then she wins her re-election. You think these people are done? No, they will rebrand themselves, pretend they're not part of it, and then once they get in office, they go full force again. So people need to remember that. This then start just, even though he said here, began in 2022, no, they've been at it, and I was very surprised, and I said this before, they've been at it for a long time, and I believe it's since after slavery ended. Okay, and Roe, what's that? Not Roe versus Wade. Board of Ed. What's the name of that law? Okay, just look at the screen right now. I'm blank. There are times my mind is just blank, and there are times everything is coming really quickly. But when Board of Ed versus what is it? Okay, now I'm getting. I think it's Brown versus Board of Ed. Right, Brown versus Board of Ed, where segregation in the school, what year was that? I think it's 1954-ish, I think, 1954, when the Supreme Court ruled that segregation of children in public school was unconstitutional. Okay, they started there. And not even there. We could go further back. So they've been at it, chopping it. People were pushing forward. John Lewis was pushing, may he rest in peace. RBG was doing her thing. Different group, different period of time. Certain people stood up. Martin Luther King, different people at different period of time stood up to fight this type of craziness that these people wanted to bring us back, but we were pushing through. So now, when they realized, I think even they went full force after President Obama's election. Okay, you could see, and I've talked about this so many times, the midterm election of President Obama's first term, many people did not go vote, and they've been blocking everything that the Democrats wanted to do. McConnell did his job. I gotta give it to him. Not to my liking, but to his mission. He did his job. President Obama could have a Supreme Court, but he blocked it. Oh, we're running for election. We should let the people decide. I think that was his excuse and all of that. And then that was the midterm election. People then go out and vote. And then we have what we have here in the Supreme Court. Okay, many of the things that we are seeing now, we have to blame ourselves for it because many of us did not go and vote. But I hope this time we wake up. We have to do better for our children and our great-grandchildren and the future to come because many of us were too comfortable. But these people been at it. They've been on a mission. When you look at, for instance, when we different groups within the U.S. who's representing the U.S., majority of them are different races because they're focusing on progress. They're focusing on advancing or being better than themselves. But there are some white, not all, okay? Just know when I say certain things, I'm not putting everybody in one box. But there are some white Americans who's fighting the fight too. Joe Biden, perfect example. President Joe Biden, look at this. He just did the unthinkable that many power-hungry people will not do, like Trump. He decided to step aside for democracy's sake because his campaign was not up to par. I don't know how anybody will not vote for him it didn't matter to me because my vote is locked in. I was gonna vote for him, but some people need to be convinced. I don't know why anybody will vote for Trump. Okay, unless if you're rich and white. I could understand that. That just remind me of this video, Kenny, that Twitter video that I have of him, where he say he could understand why white people vote for the GOP because of patriarchy, but he just cannot understand why white women will vote for GOPs because they're not even in your best interest.
Dear white women, what the fuck is your purpose, huh? What the fuck is your purpose, huh? What the fuck is your purpose? Other than ruining the casserole, what the fuck is your purpose other than voting against your better interests? What the fuck is your purpose other than running the motherfucking Kohl's with expires Kohl's cash, knowing damn well that shit been expired since 2010? Talking about, I want to speak to your manager. I want to buy something for my Timothy. It should be still be good. It seems like every year white women just keep getting worse. Aren't they getting worse? If you look at the electorate, white women continue to vote for Republicans. Every year it keeps going up. It keeps going up. So my question is, why the fuck should we trust a lily white hoe? White women can't be trusted. Well, no, Kenny, don't be so mean to them. White suburban women are going to get it together. No, you're not. If you ain't got it together then, you ain't going to get it together now. Y'all didn't even vote for your own white sister Hillary. Why the fuck should we trust white women? And the thing that's really pissing me off is we continue to coddle these white women while we keep shitting on black women. We keep shitting on black voters. But we always put all this stock into white women that are never going to fucking show up for us. That's continue to vote against their own better interests. Because why the and this is the other shit that it pisses me off. Well, shouldn't we blame white men just as much as we blame white women? Maybe. But here's the bullshit that I have a problem with that is, I understand why white men are voting. Because white men are voting for their own better interests, which is keeping power, patriarchy. It makes sense. But why the fuck do a white woman think that she even has a motherfucking say?
But anyway, the whole point is different people from different period of time stand up to democracy and do their part to make our lives slightly better. So we have to do our own as well. And there are many squaddies I've read in my comment section. I think this one was on my other channel, Our Part of Pure Service, saying, oh, I'm late watching your videos. I've been out there knocking on doors. And this is way better than watching my videos right now. We all are doing our part of service. Whatever your strength is and you feel comfortable of doing it, go and do it. Okay, maybe my videos is helping you to see things that mainstream media is not sharing with you that could at least make you think which is the best candidate for you. Okay, we all are doing our part. It's just sitting down, don't do absolutely nothing, and then just complain and complain and complain is not acceptable. Alright, so anyway, so that's that. Pretty much these people they all end because they have more to lose than us. Because I remember I've said sometime when you want everything, you're gonna lose everything. And I think that's what they're about to do here. They had it good, but they keep on poking. They keep on wanting more. I think they're about to lose it all. Alright, next tweet. Okay, so this is another video here. This is very important for those who haven't really following what's going on in Washington. And I think I sort of, maybe I don't go too much detail of it, but I did bring it up occasionally regarding immigration and all of that, what's going on in the border, and Trump tell the GOP not to vote for it, and this is where we are now. Okay, and then also there's something that I posted on my community board, and I'm gonna show you the screenshot of it because I turn it like I do with my thumbnails, so all the information could fit. I was having too many screenshots. Is that the Heritage Foundation, okay, who been at, with the Project 2025 and what is it, okay, yeah, I almost forgot what I was thinking. Okay, so we have the RNC that was going on. The UK sent their worst to the RNC. I don't know why they feel that. I guess they think, I really don't know, unless if they have a plan where they know they got the election locked up. They know they're gonna, I really don't know. But I don't know why these people will have to show their face. I guess I'll have to say thank you for showing instead of hiding behind. Okay, you have, what's it, Nigel Farage, I think that's his name. He just got elected. He was one of those people who was dancing with Patel in one of the videos that I've shared with you while the UK citizens were going hungry. There's one video I did a while back, and I show you a video of someone who was in a bus recording people who were standing on line going to food banks. And then while this was happening, I came across a video of Nigel Farage dancing with Patel, you know, just having fun and whatever. Meanwhile, the people were suffering. So that's this guy who came to the RNC. And then you have the former prime minister, what's his name, Bojo. And then you have one of this guy at one point. Oh my God, I can't believe this is why I don't like to recommend YouTube channel. At one point, I came across one of his videos where he's going to a food bank. You know, I thought he changed. And I even said it in the video. I'm surprised he's talking about this kind of things. About the food banks, how it's helping people and all of this. Because he's been in the US before. I think, did he marry Katy Perry? I forgot his name, but he used to be on MTV. I can't stand him. I don't know if he had lived in the US or just came to work or whatever, but I can't stand him. He was MTV. He was on the RNC, and I've seen some of his channel, his videos keep on popping up. I unsubscribed to him, just talking BS. And then you have that other prime minister, what's her name? That woman, Liz Truss, coming to the RNC. I don't know what any of them said because I did not watch it. But I saw videos of her when they were interviewing her. She's talking about Joe Biden, how weak he is of a president and all of that. Meanwhile, she didn't even stay. What, was it 45 days she stayed as PM? All right, so she has no ground to say a damn thing about anybody. All right. So they came to the RNC to show themselves. And then another thing that I shared was, I believe it was around December 2023. I think they made this story up where the UK is sending ship to, what was this place? Is it Venezuela border? They create this narrative. There's some issues going there, so they want to protect their former colony, and that was the narrative. Now everything came to me yesterday. I was like, oh my God, that was a fake story for them to be over there. And then you have what's this guy? The election just happened. Boreno, I don't know. He's one of those that I think. Okay, I don't know too much about him, but there's some issues going on in Venezuela where both sides claim they win. And I think there's riot going on and all of this. I will not, you know, I don't want to say it, but I will not that the UK has going on over there because they had the best candidate to help them. And then around that same time, December 2023, the migrant, a whole bunch of people were coming to the US border. Okay, so that was their plan. The same group, okay, in the UK with the US and then with Venezuela are trying to create a narrative. This is why they're going berserk, because Joe Biden decided to not run for the race. Now the narrative is just shattered because they cannot blame Joe Biden what's going on in the border. I mean, they cannot argue with Joe Biden because he's not running that what's going on in the border, because when Trump was running, he's like about the wall, we need to build this wall, waste so much money with whatever wall they were talking about and things like that. So this was their plan, and it's just been shattered after Joe Biden decided not to run anymore. And what's really masterful with Joe Biden, the way he did it, he waited after the RNC. He then give them the satisfaction of using that, him not running during the RNC. He wait after the RNC convention, Republican National Convention. He wait after it was done to decide it. And there's a possibility maybe he knew he wasn't gonna run. He just, because there were some people, I was very shocked to hear them telling Joe Biden not to run, and they didn't sway my my decision at all. But anyway, after everything that I've said, with what's going on in South America, Venezuela, and what's going on with the immigration, the manufactured story for the UK to be down there, probably to help convince, what's the guy name? Bueno or something like that? You know, to give him support to say, you better fight, stay in that position, or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying. But they made the people believe they're just going to protect their former colony or something like that with oil and gas, some territory and all of this. Okay? And then you had all these migrants coming from the border, the southern border, to come to the U.S. So this was the narrative. And I remember when all these people were coming, and I was like, why all of a sudden? That was things that popped up in my mind out of nowhere. Why these people are running away from? What's going on? We need to go back and see what they're running away from. That, I believe I said that in the video, whichever video that I had it. And I was like, if they're all coming this way, what are they running away from? What is so bad that they're running away from? Line up those migrants to come to the U.S. to give us issues because they wanted that narrative for Trump. Okay, they're all helping each other for Trump to use for his re-election to get back into the White House. But Joe Biden shadowed that. He's not running, so they cannot blame Kamala Harris for that. And now we're back to this video. This had to do with everything else that I just said. All right, so let's listen here. Okay, I posted this before, but I want you to remember this when you vote on November 5th. Okay, so it's 2 minutes and 18 seconds. There will be screenshot. Okay,
no one, and I mean no one, is interested in or takes seriously.
I just realized who he is after they put his name, because was it there were two people who were running for office, I think during the 2020 election. Him and a black person who was running, I think he's Reverend something from Georgia. Okay, so Georgia, do your thing. All right, so let's start again.
No one, and I mean no one, is interested in or takes seriously lectures on border security from Senate Republicans. No one. In one of the most stunning acts of political cowardice in recent American history, a bipartisan border security bill co-authored by a conservative Republican member of this committee was put forward in the U.S. Senate. It would have tightened asylum standards to stop exploitation of the asylum system. It would have surged enforcement resources to the border. It would have meant more expedited removals of those who enter this country unlawfully. It would have empowered the federal government to take the fight to the drug cartels who are laying waste to communities across our country with fentanyl. A bipartisan border security bill co-authored by a conservative Republican member of this committee. And it wasn't just voted down by Senate Republicans, it was denied even a debate on the floor of the United States Senate. Because the former president of the United States, and he said this publicly, thought it wasn't in his political interest
there it is.
For the nation to be served. It wasn't in his political...
They wanted the border to remain a chaos while he's running for office so he could have something to say. Okay? There are videos where they getting people really upset. I don't know, I think from Fox News or something. Many of these people really take the words from Fox News as the gospel. They come from other states traveling to the border thinking there's a fight that's going on, and when they got there, there's nothing. But yet they still want to vote for this guy and listening to the GOPs. All right, but let's continue.
Political interest for a bipartisan border security bill to be enacted by Congress. The American people are smart. So all of the performative chest pounding today on border security is utterly disingenuous. When Senate Republicans abrogated their basic governing responsibility and refused even to let us debate and amend
My goodness.
that bipartisan border security proposal. The American people see that and understand that.
Okay. So there's that. Let's see some of the comments. Trump and his crew talk about the wall but never mention the tunnel through which drugs, guns, and maybe dangerous criminals move. The wall is a distraction. That's it. Okay, there's the heart here. The definition of political coward. Alright, so there's that. He's great. This should be all over the place. 100% bullseye. And there's that. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. Many people don't have time to pay attention to all of this. So this is why many young people who has YouTube channels are highlighting, let me post this, highlighting these things. Because the mainstream media, forget it. Alright, these are the things mainstream media should be talking about. But instead, I don't know, they're talking about entertainment. I don't know. Next tweet. I have one more after this one. Camilla is tearing Trump is weird AF apart, and I'm here for all of it. There's the popcorn. Kamala has my vote. Kamala Harris 2024. So that's a retweet. There's no comment. Let's go into that, so it could be much bigger. I think I have 2 tweets making reference to that, and I think this one is the short one. The next one that I have is the longer version, and I think it's because of the captions. Okay, well, Donald, if you got something to say, say it to my face. This is what taking the fight to the bully looks like. VP Harris has no fear of Trump. She told us. She knows Donald Trump's type. She told us. Okay, she ain't ever going to bend the knee to the traitor who will end our republic. All right, it takes all of us to make it work. We do not have a perfect nation, a perfect republic, but when certain things, curveball, happen within the republic, we need to come back to the center and fix it, so all of us could benefit from it. All right, let's listen.
Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
She's not playing. She's not playing. All right. So there's that. She's a rock star. Where have we seen this before? Obama female. He hates me. All right. So there's that. That's ad. Oh God. Okay. It's so nice to see. She's not nearly tired. Okay. She's a former tough prosecutor. She made Brett Kavanaugh do this. Trump soiled his Depends diapers just hearing Vice President Kamala Harris' name. All right. Oh, that was her who was asking him question. Oh my God. This guy. Okay. So there's all of that. All right. Oh, that's an ad. Oh my God. All this stuff. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm running through it really quick. Let's go to the next one, and this is my last one for this video. It's 4 o'clock already. This one is slightly longer, and this one I think, is it the same place? Yeah, it's the same place. There's this guy here. 1 minute and 56 seconds. Dano, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage, because as the saying goes, if you got something to say, say it to my face. Okay, 1 minute and 56 seconds. He's a coward. I mean, when he has his people behind him, you know, he feels tough. But him by himself, he's a scaredy cat. All right.
So the momentum in this race is shifting. And there are signs that Donald Trump is feeling it. You may have noticed. So last week, you may have seen, he pulled out of the debate in September he had previously agreed to.
Because he thought it was just going to be Biden.
So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about that. Here's the funny thing about that. So he won't debate. But he and his running mate sure seem to have a lot to say about me.
Look at that lady in the back here.
By the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird? Well, Donald,
she laid her foundation really well to say what she was about to say.
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
Everybody knew that's what she was gonna say. It's almost done. Okay, so there's, oh my god, this is either Trump is done, Gen Z is going to eat this up. Right, done old watching this right now. You know, one thing I have to say, not only do I hope he loses, but the thing, I will never forget this, what he said about Rosie O'Donnell. This is when he raised my radar. I mean, at the beginning, you know, what he said, I don't remember everything, but I remember how I was feeling at that time. You know, you laugh here and there, but when he went on and on, going a little bit too personal, I had issues with that. And I hope Rosie O'Donnell is feeling it. And I remember not too long ago, well, it's been probably 5 years now, because we went on vacation. We went to DC. We went same time, okay, within a couple days, within a week and a half. We went to DC and we went to Virginia. And I think in one of those videos I share with you some things that had happened. While we were in DC, Rosie O'Donnell was in front of the White House protesting. We saw her, we were passing by, we didn't want to be in the middle of it and everything like that. And I remember talking to my husband, there's this guy who was in a tent in front of the White House. I don't know if he's still there. And I was like, why? I'm surprised they let this guy in front of the White House. But it seems like, I don't know if he's still alive, I haven't been to DC for a while, is that he been there since, I think, since the 80s, and the reason they allow him to stay is because he was there before certain law was passed. So he's been there. I wonder how he does during the winter months. But anyway, so my problem is what Trump had said about Rosie O'Donnell and all of that. And then we went to Virginia. We did all those touring, Colonial Williamsburg. That wasn't that time. We went several times there. One when my oldest was a toddler, and then when he was in 5th grade as well. I think that was that last time that I went, when he was in 5th grade, because at that time I felt like he needs to go back over there to see what was happening, because it's a perfect museum for him to learn. And then when he starts school, so he have a better understanding, so he could say he was there, he saw what was happening and whatever history he was gonna learn. So we took him there when he was in 5th grade, and by that time my youngest was a toddler. And we went another time as well. The last time also was happening with the tiki torch thing, where certain people die, and that was around Donald Trump presidency and all of that. And when we were in the hotel, after we did everything we wanted to do during the day, we went to the museum, Colonial Williamsburg, different places. We went everywhere. So when in the afternoon, when we went back to the hotel, which had a pool, my husband and the kids were playing in the pool, and I stayed in the hotel. Then my husband called me. I think I explained this story before. My husband called me and said, come with the camera to record them, because they were doing some stupid things in the pool. And I was like, oh my God, do you really want me? So I went anyway, because I was just chilling. It was hot. So I was chilling in the hotel room, watching TV and just relaxing or whatever. And then when I opened the door to go down to the pool, and there are several exits. The one that was closer to me is where I saw a group of guys who just got out of a pickup truck, and I was really tired. And the other exit was way far away, and I'll have to go way to the right and then down to the main entry area and then back again below, cross the way our hotel room is, and then go to the pool. And I was like, I'm so tired, I don't feel like do the long path. So I decided to go to the one that was closest to me, which was where those group of guys were coming. And I was like, oh my God, with what's going on in Virginia, of all places, that's where I was. And I didn't even want to go to that vacation, which we had already booked. It's my cousin who sort of, encouraged me and said, just go and do your thing and stay away from whatever. So we decided to go. She encouraged us to just go and stop being afraid and things like that. So when I saw those group of guys coming in the same direction I was supposed to go, I felt a little bit uncomfortable. I may have a video of it. I have to search for it. What I decided to do is took my phone, record my way out just in case something happened. Okay, I wasn't pointing the video on their face or anything, the camera on their face or anything, but just for if something were to happen. So I decided to go the short way, and I went, and what I was expecting was completely out of this world. They saw me coming. They waited and they held the door for me and said, oh, you could go, ma'am. Ma'am, they call me. If I have that video where I recorded going down my path, I will share it with you. And I said, thank you, and I appreciate. I don't know what I said, but I showed them the same gratitude. It's like, I don't know why I brought this up, but yeah, I just had to explain that to you. I don't know why I brought it up. But anyway, this is my last tweet for this video. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. You could also check my shop, which is linked to this video, to this channel. And I have Zazzle. The link of that is in the description. You could check and see some of the things. Zazzle mostly has puzzles, and there are some that I've already made with t-shirts and other things. But you could go check it out and see if you could help support my channel. This is the other short video that I have regarding Project 25. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna do another video for PYTE, and it's a little bit lighthearted. It's not as political. There might be some politics in it, but it's lighthearted. This is the first one. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today. You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better